Bead fishing is a common and effective method for catching both trout and steelhead. And there's a lot of people who make beads, but some of the beads have holes already in them and some don't. So stay tuned, because in this video I'm going to show you an Amazon hack that'll help you thread your line through your soft beads. Check out this monster bead. Alright, so what I'm going to share with you today is very simple. There's nothing complex about it. I've got two things from Amazon. One is this, it's like a threader. It's like a, I don't know the exact name, I'll have a link to it, but it's a very small thing that you can reach into your fabric and like fix threads. But that's what we're going to be using to thread our line through these different size beads. And the second thing I have are these clear bead stops. I want to show you a couple different ways that you can make bead stops. Now, the most common way and the most really firm way is to tie a glass bead into your leader. But, you know, sometimes I like to do things a little quicker on the fly. So I have another quick method I want to show you here. But let's see what we got going on here. So we have three different types of beads that don't have the line that goes through them, okay? And when you have this, a lot of times you have those needles that you have to put through, and it can be very difficult, especially if you have a giant bead cluster like this. You're probably wondering, who makes a bead cluster like that? Never Quit Fishing. That's the brand. They make some pretty cool stuff, some pretty wild, exotic stuff. Here's actually their logo. Look at that fist, right? Those are both their logos here. Never Quit Fishing. And actually, they're the ones that gave me the idea, because on their website, they sell this bead threader, but it sells out really quickly. And this is just a real quick Amazon hack, a way you can do it for yourself. So I'm going to put the camera down here, and I'm actually going to show you a demo on all three of these on how I use this tool to set up my bead. Okay, let's get started with the easiest one first. And that's the small one. So a lot of times people just put their hook through that, and that's the method they use. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tool, and I've got lots of different leaders here. I actually have 25 pound, 15 pound, and 6 pound. I want to have a variety, so we're going to do 6 pound on the small one, 15 and 25, so we have a little bit of sample on each type here. So let's go ahead and get off the leader that's the thinnest. Gosh, this feels bigger than 6 pound, but I'm pretty sure it is 6 pound. But basically we have an egg loop knot, this leader here, and here's the bead stop hack as well. So there's two hacks to this. One is clear bead stops. Now this is a really quick, kind of simple way to make your own bead stop. And there's two ways to do this. You can have this little bead stop here, clear. You can stick a small glass bead behind it that will keep your bead from, your larger bead from moving, okay? Or you can also put this small little, I can never remember the name of these things, sequin or something. You could also put one of these right behind it. Now we'll do the same thing. It'll provide kind of like a stop. So I'm going to run the stop down to the bottom of my leader, okay, right down by the hook. And now we're going to go ahead and demo. We're going to get our bead. And what we're going to do is we're going to run this tool straight through it. All right, I'm going to try to get close up here. Pick a nice place, straight through. And since it has a big handle, it goes through real easy. Then all you do is just bend over your leader, hook it with a little hook here, and push it back over. There we go. So hopefully you could see how easy that was. Now I'm going to slide this down my leader. Okay. What happened to my... It came off. And I'm going to slide my bobber stop down about 3 fingers from the hook. And there you go. Now, some of you might not like this because you say, well, that your bobber stop's going to slide down the line. That could happen, but it's really easy to slide it right back up. And I bought the size small ones on purpose so they'll stay the best. But yeah, that's it for that. Okay, let's go to the middle size one. So we're going to get a leader now with 15 pound fluorocarbon on it. Okay. So we have our hook here. And the same thing, we're actually going to run one of those bead stops down. I'll probably fish these next week. Clear bead stop, size small. Put that on my line. Put that right over. And I'm going to run a bead, a small glass bead right over the top of that. Okay. No need to tie it in place. That bead stop's going to actually act as the stop for it. Okay, run it down my line, get it close to the hook. There we go. Okay, now we're going to get, remember we have 15-pound line. We have a larger bead. This is by Pacific Coast Outdoors, PCO. They give a great military discount. I'll run this tool right through it. It sticks out. Bend over my leader. Grab it. Hook it. The reason I'm showing you with different sizes lines to show you that even though this tool has a very small hook on it, it can still grab line. Okay, we're going to run this bead down. There you go. We're going to get it a little bit closer to the hook. There you go. Check it out. That's how simple it was. I didn't have to tie any knots. I didn't have to fumble with that bead. Just like that, it was set up. So I like that. And then the third one. I think this is like literally like a 26mm bead. It's insane. But if you have a hook, you can't run a hook through that. It's too fat, right? So check it out. Let's do this. Now we're going to get a large leader with 25-pound line. So this is the reason I want to show is, can that little hook a thick line like this? Okay, so it is much more difficult to get these small bobber stops over this line. It is possible. You just have to fold it over, get it wet, and kind of force it on. So let's do that. I'm going to fold my line over, get it a little bit wet, and push it on. Oh, geez. It might break. Oh, it's on. There we go. Okay, slide it down the line. I'm actually going to put the sequin on there, because that's going to be my help keep that in place. And now we're going to try to run this giant bead. Is it going to work? Let's find out. Okay, this big bead's giving us a little bit of a challenge. So I'm just going to kind of move the camera back, pan it back a little bit. This hook is very small, and so it works better on lighter lines. You can make it work with heavier lines like this 25-pound, but you really have to just be on your A game. Got it. I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. There we go. Okay. Look at this massive bead. Please let me know in the comments if you think that this giant bead would actually catch something. I mean, you'd have to be going after some big king chinook. It's heavy as heck. I'd love to fish it, but, you know, I'm just worried that I'll waste my time. There we go. Never quit fishing. Check out this monster bead. That's insane. Insane. All right, so just a quick review. The whole hack was this. These two products here that you can get on Amazon, each for about $5 each. This is some sort of a thread device, and it's like a little point and has a very small hook on there. I wish the hook was a little bit better, but you can get that. You put it through your bead that doesn't have a hole, and you can hook your line and pull it through very simply. It's not sharp. It's not going to poke you in your bag. It's a very good tool. And then the second hack was, instead of tying on a glass bead, you could use these small size clear plastic bead stops and either run a glass bead behind it or one of those little tiny, you know, sequins or however you pronounce that. That's one way. The only thing is, it is possible if you get snagged, it might pull down. You might have to pull it back up on the line. But yeah, that's it. That is the hack. Hey, just in case any of you want to know what brand of beads I was displaying today, this very small cluster along with that giant 6mm cluster was from Never Quit Fishing. Awesome company. They give a military discount. These beads here that I had on the table, these are from Thurston Bait Company. They also support the veterans quite a bit. I won these at Christmas, so I'm going to give them a shout out. Then there's Pacific Coast Outdoors. It has some very affordable steelhead and salmon gear, including these beads here. Prices you can't beat. They have a military discount as well. You can see a theme there. And then the last one is, you know, tied for one of my favorite beads is B&R soft beads. My number one is tied between Lured by the Bead, Randy Lured, and B&R soft beads. What I like about B&R is that they have those stops in there. They're super easy to apply. They come with the stops, so you don't have to worry about anything else. And then Randy with Lured by the Bead, his beads are dope, on fire. His colors are, incognito beads are insane. So you got to check those out. Those are the beads I'm using for this video. Hey y'all, if I haven't told you lately, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. Had a great year. God has really blessed me. I'm going to be using these beads to get out and chase winter steelhead very soon. Probably my first trip will be next week. So I hope you're all out there chasing winter steelhead. I hope some of these tips help you. Fish on, get out there, have a great time, enjoy God's creation. And you know, the best way to have an awesome and content life, you got to grow a beard and love Jesus. Thanks for watching. God bless you.
Beard, wanna feel it.